So this is a bit of a puzzler rather than a fixer, because I don't really know how this has happened. But got a half link chain here, which is not like a normal chain, as each link in this chain is identical, and they just replicate over and over again on each single link. Whilst this one here, on a standard 9-speed chain, you have an outer plate and an inner plate, so one tessellation, or whatever you want to call it, is 3 pins worth, and on here it's 2 pins worth, and on here it's only 1. Anyway, if you look at this end on, we had a cycling back the other day from the train station, and this snapped here, and that's about a 2-hour walk to get home after that, so it's a bit annoying. Anyway, I found the spare links that I took out, and I was looking to repair this one link, but then whilst cleaning it I noticed this link here is also snapped, only one plate though on one side, and I'm starting to think, why has that happened? And is it because of the design? I can't believe that I'm too heavy, or I've treated it too roughly, because you know, these are made for BMXing, where people are smashing their bikes against brick walls and things. I'm not really sure why that has snapped in the way it has. It almost looks like, I don't know, I'd just be guessing, but I just wonder if anyone's ever come across this before, and if they have, what causes it, do you think? So here's the one down here, which is snapped as well on one side. Can't see any sign of cracking on the other plate. But there is a little dent there, isn't there? Can you see that little divot there? Have they all got that? No. I can't see any other plates with that on there. The only thing I could think of is that when you fix the chain together using the chain breaker, quite often when you push the pin back in, the link becomes very stiff. One of the tricks to get that to loosen up is to fold the chain like this and then bend the chain backwards and forwards. How can I do that with one hand? But yeah, to loosen up the link, you hold on to this side nearest to us, and then you work the other side backwards and forwards, in effect bending the link at the top a little, or exerting some amount of pressure on it, so it loosens up the stiff pin. And that's a trick I've been using for, you know, over 20 years, to loosen up stiff links. And I haven't had a link, I think, only once before snap on me, and that was on a mountain bike, and the chain was quite old, and this has only been on the bike 5 or 6 months. So I wonder what's caused that. You can see that link is very, that plate has been almost forced apart there, hasn't it? There's quite a lot of play. I mean, if you look, another one here. Anyway, it's hard to say because now it's come off, I'm not really sure which side went down and which side went up. Either way, this chain has not enjoyed itself on this bicycle for one reason. Perhaps it's the setup, perhaps it's the way I've ridden it, perhaps the way I installed it, I don't know. But I don't really have a very high confidence of repairing that, being it snapped in 2 places, and being able to make it home on my next bike ride. So new chains in post. I'm going back to a normal chain without this half link design, and it's a shame because it's a heavy chain that I thought it would last a long time. I suppose one thing you could say is, I mean, I'm not saying this is actually what caused it, but if you look at the 9-speed chain next to it, these links are a lot wider, being this is a, I think you call this 9-speed chain super narrow, and this is narrow. But obviously previously I used this on the same chain rings and sprockets, this super narrow, and then I just put this narrow chain straight on, and obviously maybe it's something to do with it working around on sprockets that are too narrow for it, or I don't know, but it's been run on a hub gear, so it runs straight the whole time. The chain line's good. I can't see any I can't really see any damage to these sprockets. You think they'd be worn in some way if there was something peculiar going on. Let's see if I look at that one. I can't see anything peculiar going on there. It doesn't look damaged. Let's try a different one. Is there something funny going on there? That tooth doesn't look symmetrical. Does it look like that? They all seem to have a little bit nibbled off. I wonder if the front tooth, front chain ring is like that. I'm just going to move the bicycle a minute. It sits in the light. Alright, let's see if we've got any matching wear going on at the front. Yes. It seems to be worn on the or is it? Am I just imagining it? Seems to be worn on this edge more, which would I think that corresponds with the one on the back. So what's been going there then? Well, to me that looks like something's been nibbling away at one side of that. Now is it the normal side that it does get worn out? Because obviously when yours is on the load and you're pedalling, which would be like this way, so this is the pedalling way. Sorry, I have to keep moving the phone, but the pedal gets, the crank arm keeps getting away. Then the chain is forcing on the cogs this way because you're pedaling that way, and so the chain picks up, and so this side, where you can actually see, can't you, where the chain has pushed that little smooth bit there where the grease has been pushed. So that's where the chain is rubbing. But the nibbling of the tooth appears to be happening on the other side. So very peculiar. So I would say maybe this snapping has been caused by, well, I don't know. Perhaps the chain is unsuitable for the types of sprockets it's running on. And I think from memory this is an unramped chain ring, but it's actually meant for 9-speed chain. So perhaps this is a symptom of using a chain which is too wide. It floats about, catches on things it shouldn't, and what with the pressure being put on it, it keeps catching. But you think it would be, you'd be able to see where it had been catching on here somewhere. Anyway, if anyone's got any ideas, I'd love to hear them, because I'm a bit stumped by this one, to be honest. But like I say, I got a new chain in the post. I'm just going to go back to what I know, and we'll see. Hopefully that will solve the problem. Anyway, thanks for listening. Cheerio. And if you've got any ideas, then please do leave them in the comments.